Guys, can you see him, guys? Hayden's a little bit grouchy and he has shut himself in here with me while I'm making this video, so he's gonna be in and out of the video. But I just wanted to do a little catch-up video with you guys. I know I haven't been posting a lot. I hadn't been feeling very good and I wanted to talk to you guys about that and just where we've been. So I'm going to kind of go back to a catch-up chit-chat video I did right after Christmas because it kind of ties all together. So I just wanted to kind of tell you guys where we've been and what we've been up to and do a little chit-chat video. So we have some exciting news to share too, don't we, Hayden? Do we have exciting news? Can you say yes? He's a little cranky. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to talk. You can just sit with Mama. So the week leading up to Christmas, I had started to not feel very good. And I kind of had I was run down. I might have had like kind of some like cold-like symptoms. I can't even really remember what symptoms I was really having. I was just kind of run down. And a couple of days later, Hayden started to kind of get run down. So I had passed that on to him. Whatever I was having, I gave it to him, I'm pretty sure. So I had taken a test. I don't want to say the word because I think like it flags your videos or something. I don't know. I've heard other people say that. So I don't know that to be true. But I'm going to try not to say the word too many times. But I had taken a test, an at-home test for a virus. And it had came back negative. I was really glad to hear that because then I felt like he was also negative. But I had started getting better and Hayden had seemed like he was getting better. But then on Christmas Eve, later that evening, he had started to kind of start wheezing. And I think he was just so stuffed up and stuff. And like his airway was just like swollen. And yeah, baby, I'm holding him like a little baby. Look, can you come kiss Mama? So my husband and I actually took him around like 6 o'clock probably on Christmas Eve to the emergency room. So I was so concerned that he had the virus and we went in there because he was like wheezy and stuff, which he has never wheezed in his life. I think he was just really, really stuffed up and really swollen. And they checked him for the virus, they checked him for the flu, and they checked him for RSV. He came back negative for all of them. He was dead in the center of his symptoms, even to the point of wheezing. So the doctor was just like, he has some sort of virus. There's a lot of viruses going on right now. He has some sort of virus. That he would be okay. They sent us home they did a little breathing treatment at the hospital just to open up his airway good and his lungs. And then they sent us home with a little inhaler with a mask and a steroid. So the steroid was just supposed to help open him up. And the inhaler was only to be used if it sounded like he was like having any difficulty breathing, which, yeah, only that night. Thank you, honey. Only that night when he was sleeping did he sound still just a little bit wheezy. I think we only used the inhaler one time when we got home. So the steroid really, really helped. That helped a lot. So like literally the next day, like Christmas evening, he was feeling better. I mean, like he didn't even really seem sick anymore. And we ended up later that evening going to my Nana's house around probably like 5 o'clock to eat dinner. She always does so much for Christmas. We help her decorate and get ready every year. It's her favorite holiday. And she was so sad we weren't going to be able to be there. So we kind of decided we were going to try to go to my Nana's that evening for dinner. And she had some like special gifts for Hayden she was excited about. It was real low key. We didn't do much. We were just there with our family, but we found out a couple days later that one of my family members that was there had the virus. And about 3 days later, I started to feel sick again. So I didn't know this at this point and had contacted my family member and they had told me that one of our other family members that was at my Nana's had it at the time. No big deal. It was not their fault. I know it's like a freak thing, but I had started getting sick again and I'm like, there's no way it could be what I had before because I'm already better. I'm already like completely moved on from that. Hayden's moved on from that. So there's no way I'm like re-getting sick from that. So I think even though we are all vaccinated except for Hayden, I think my immune system was just so low from having a virus not even a week before. So I think I took to it immediately. I just didn't have a lot of like immunity to fight it off. And so luckily it did not, it was more just like cold symptoms for me. It was nothing major, luckily. But I did get the virus. I took another test. I had it. At that point, I didn't start feeling sick for like 3 days after Christmas, which was with the new variant. It was like that exact time that they said was exactly how long it took me to start feeling sick. I ended up giving it to my husband. We immediately, when I found out I was positive, I quarantined in my bedroom. Him and my son were in the rest of the house. He was off of work because I was sick. He ended up getting it too, but he like maybe felt sick for a day and he was like back to normal. Yeah, honey. I might have to go turn Hayden on a little show because he's kind of getting a little moody. You want to sit with mommy?
Okay.
Okay. Can you show them your book? Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Hayden then was exposed to it because we were both here with him. I'm sure that he probably had it. We did not retest him. He never had any additional symptoms other than just kind of what he had been feeling from feeling sick the first time. I really think him being on that steroid really helped keep him from really getting sick. So we were really excited about that. But the months following, like weeks following, I still was just feeling so low energy. And I know a lot of people say it takes a little bit to get your energy back, but I did not have it that bad. So I'm kind of like, I even had energy. Like I even took my Christmas tree down and everything while I was sick. I had even one day went outside and taken a little walk by myself. Like I did not have it that bad. Knock on wood, thank God. But I just was like, it's still weird. I'm still feeling like this fatigued because even during it, I didn't feel that fatigued. And so it just seemed kind of weird. And as the months went on, and I know this is TMI a little bit, but it plays into what I'm going to tell you. My period had never regulated. I had missed like my period in December, which I thought it could have been due to like being sick and then getting COVID. And then I didn't have my period in January. So I was like, okay, we're getting into February. This was like towards the beginning of February. I was like, okay, we're getting into February. If my period does not come back in February, because I had seen online that some women had said after they had the virus, it took a month or two for their period to like regulate again. So I was like, I'm going to make an appointment at the OBGYN. I thought maybe I could be having like a thyroid issue or a hormone issue or something that I probably need to have like blood work done. And I was so stressed about that because I was like, how are they going to, it's going to be hard to kind of get to the bottom too. But my husband one day was like, why don't you take a pregnancy test just to rule that out? And I was like, I'm not pregnant. Like with my son, he was super planned. Like we were trying to have him, but I knew I was pregnant with him before I even took a test. I just felt it. I like just knew. It's going to probably take my clothes basket off the bed. I was like, there's no way. So I had went to the store one day when we were grocery shopping and picked up a box of 2 tests. I got home that evening and took one. And of course, the first test. Is it a stinky sock?
That's a stinky.
Oh my gosh. Was it on your stinky feet? But I had taken one when I got home from the grocery store. And of course, the first one I took came back invalid. It didn't show any lines. It said on the box that happened. The test just didn't work. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just take one. 1, 2, 3, smell. Can you smell? Is it stinky? Oh my gosh, be you. So I just was like, well, I'll just take one tomorrow morning. I wasn't worried about it because I'm like, I'm not pregnant. So maybe like 2 days later.
1, 2, 3, smell.
Oh, stinky. Thank you, honey. Videos with toddlers are a lot funner. Okay, guys, I got him a little sticker book. So anyways, about 2 days later, I still hadn't retaken the test. It was sitting in the bathroom in the box. And I'm like, okay, let me just take this. I was going to the bathroom in the morning. I was like, let me just take this. It always says like your first bathroom trip in the morning would be the most regular to like the most like, to know. So I take it, sit it to the side on the sink, not really paying that much of attention because I'm like, there's no way. I look over, and as it's seeping in the test, like the test is starting to turn, I see the first line turn blue, which is on the box. If the first line turns blue, you're pregnant, or it's going to be invalid if you only had like one first line. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's invalid again. Maybe something was wrong with these tests. So the second line turns blue, which means pregnant. I'm like, I holler for my husband, and I'm like, the lines are turning blue. And he's like, stop messing with me. And I'm like, no, the lines are turning blue. So I'm like, oh my gosh. At this point, I am in shock because are we so excited? Yes. And we are so blessed. But were we at the moment trying to have a baby? We weren't. God definitely had other plans. So, yeah. What is it? Okay, when mommy's done, we'll watch a show, okay? Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? So I was like, okay, so I called my mom and was telling her about it. And at this point, I'm really excited. I'm literally shocked. Like, I felt like I was in a dream, but I'm getting really excited. But I'm like, I want to take one more test just to know for sure. So I go to the store, get another box of 2 tests, take another test, immediately comes back pregnant. So that following Monday, I found this out on a Sunday. That Monday, I call my OBGYN and make an appointment for a first checkup. And I'm like, I've had a positive pregnancy test. I need to get checked. Well, they scheduled me for just an appointment. Hold on, baby. Let me go turn him on a show so it's a little easier to tell you guys this. Okay, guys, sorry. I got him with a little show on. So, I was talking to a lady on the phone, and I was telling her that I hadn't had my period since November. And I was thinking I was possibly a little further along than when I went to my first appointment with my son. So I was trying to like tell her that she schedules me only for a nurse's appointment. And so she's like, your husband can come next time when you have a sonogram. So I hung up the phone and I started thinking about it. I was like, wait, my first appointment with my son, I met with the nurse and had a sonogram so they could give me like an estimated due date, measure the baby, make sure everything looked good. So I called back the next day. Hayden. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, I think he might be good for a little bit. We'll see. Making chit-chat videos with a toddler is getting harder. But anyways, I called back the next business day and was like, hey, I just had a question. Is there any way I can request a sonogram, even if I have to pay extra? I would like to know how far along I am so I have an idea. I feel like I'm further along. And by the time I would ever have another sonogram, I'd probably be at least like 15 weeks or something. And so the lady's like, yeah, we'll move. We're still going to do the nurse's appointment this week. We'll make you a sonogram separate next week. So it was still going to be another week away. So I'm like, okay, well, at least it's closer, all that stuff. So I get to my appointment and I'm talking to the nurse. And she's like, why did they not make you a sonogram appointment? And I was like, yeah, I was like wondering the same thing. I had called back. So she's like, I'm going to try to get one today because I think you're further along and I need to know how far along you are to really like go over certain things or to schedule some appointments more quickly for you. So she gets me an ultrasound there and I go back and the lady's like, you are 16 weeks and 4 days. Like you are almost 17 weeks. She pulls up the baby on the ultrasound. The baby is big. I'm in my second trimester. Like when I first went with Hayden, you see like a little bean and they're like, oh, here's an arm, here's a leg, like here's the head, and you're trying to see it. This is a full baby. Like you could see the arms, the stomach, the head. I mean, it was a full baby already. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So she's like, you're almost 17 weeks pregnant. You're like almost halfway. I basically at this point had like skipped my whole first trimester. So I am like in shock. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I ask her, I'm like, so it's not probably too much longer until you'd be able to see the sex of the baby, right? And she's like, if I can see it today, I'll tell you today. So she starts looking and it's another boy. So we are having another boy. My due date is August 8th, which is really cool because my favorite number is 8 and the due date is 8/8. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about everything. I just am in shock. It definitely was crazy. So I go back to meet with the nurse. The ultrasound lady tells the nurse about it, and she's like, we got to get you some appointments going. So I'm already going back this week to meet with a doctor because I need to like progress and move this along. So I am just like, whoa. So a lot of those feelings of feeling really run down over the last couple weeks, feeling like it was like lasting effects from the virus. Oh, can I have a kiss? Okay, mommy's almost done. So, a lot of those feelings was because we are pregnant. We are expecting a baby. So at this point, that was on Thursday. I probably am 17 weeks today. I'll have to check. I'd have to like count that up, but I'm pretty sure like officially probably 17 weeks today. I am just like, where, like I've missed the first trimester. Yeah. La la. So I am just like in shock. I know I was feeling like a little sick some mornings, like my stomach was just a little uneasy until I got food on my stomach. But since I found out I was pregnant, I have gotten sick one time in the morning, but that's it. Thank God. And I've been feeling really good. I already feel like I'm already definitely a little bit showing. My stomach is very bloated. I'm just like, now it's all clicking, and the like feelings I was having, like, Brooke, you were pregnant that whole time, and it makes sense. But oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, we are having another little boy in August. I cannot wait to bring all those videos to you guys. I think after I upload this one today, I'll show you guys kind of how we're organizing Hayden and baby boy's room. We're not totally sure on a name yet. Me and my husband are kind of torn on two names. So I definitely want to show you, we're planning on putting them in the same room because we did turn one of the rooms into a playroom. So I do want to show you that of how we're making our home, our small home work. I know we had talked about, because we have been thinking about moving anyways. So we were like, maybe we should start looking for a house, but I'm further along. Like I'm almost halfway. So it's kind of like hard at this point to really do that. But yeah, I just like, I'm so in disbelief when I went in to have the ultrasound and I see the baby. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I know on my little app on the phone, it says he's already the size of an avocado. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am not knowing I'm pregnant. I found out I was pregnant at like 14 and a half weeks, 15 weeks. I'm sitting in the doctor finding out I am almost 17 weeks pregnant, and I found out it was a little boy, my first doctor's appointment. So it was just like a whirlwind. I think with my son, I had had 2 ultrasounds before I found out his sex. So first ultrasound, I know he's a boy. He was definitely a boy too. There was no questioning that. And I was so happy he was in like the right position for her to see because it is a little early still. But yeah, so I'm definitely feeling pregnant, very tired. Definitely some food aversions, like some food, like I have not been wanting meat other than like chicken. Like meat has kind of been like grossing me out a little bit. I have been eating easy food or like picking up some food sometimes for dinner because in the evening I am like checked out. I am like tired. I've been going to bed early every day. So we've been like moving along, getting the baby stuff ready because we are like halfway there. So I am super excited. My husband is super excited. We are so blessed. Hayden, I don't think really understands yet because he's like newly 3. So he's not like really understanding what's going on. He will almost be 4 because his birthday's in the end of October. So he will be almost 4 when the baby comes. So I think that'll be like a really cool age gap. And I kept honestly putting off having another baby because of just my own anxieties, like, you know, with everything that's going on right now and stuff. And you just really have to trust God. And it just really proves like we can make all the plans we want to make, but ultimately God makes the final ones. And even though we were not trying to have a baby, I think it's a really awesome story He is going to be so loved. He's so loved already. We've already been. The cool thing with finding out so soon he was a boy, I went through Hayden's clothes. I kept like all his clothes and everything. And I went through the other day with my husband and got out all of the neutral stuff because he had a lot of like gray and white stuff when he was little. I got out all of the neutral stuff in case it was a girl and washed it and went ahead and put it in Hayden's room. And finding out it was a boy so soon, now I can just go out and bring all of Hayden's newborn. I thought about getting out like maybe newborn to 6-month clothes because I don't want to like, clutter their room too much. So I thought about now I can bring in all of that stuff, use all of the same blankets, which I was going to use a lot of that stuff anyways if it was a little girl. Like Hayden had blue bottles that had like ocean animals on them. Like I was still going to use those if it was a girl. Because I was always like a tomboy girl. I'm like, it doesn't matter if the little girl has like some blue bottles, or something like that. But of course I would have bought little girl stuff too. But it's really, really easy and really convenient and really cost efficient to have the same sex and almost at the same time of year. So really their clothes should almost perfectly align. I may need just a few more like short sleeve outfits because the baby is due in August, but it pretty much should align with Hayden's wardrobe. So talking to you guys about it and just really discussing it, I am so excited. So I'm so sorry guys, there hasn't been a lot of videos, but I promise I will be cranking out the videos for you guys. I'm trying to when I can. There will be so much just family life and growing family videos coming and getting ready for baby videos. I'm not sure if we're going to do another baby shower because like I said, I really have everything other than just some big items that I want to replace that kind of wore hard with Hayden, or some new things that I thought would be like convenient being the second time mom. There was definitely a lot on my list of my baby shower list, my registry. Definitely going the second round, I feel like I have a way better idea of what we will actually need. I know I had like special soap to clean bottles with and special this and special that. And once you're like a seasoned mom, I'm like Dawn soap works for that, so there's definitely a lot of things like I wouldn't have on a registry. I really don't really need anything. It's definitely different. Like my friend Brittany, she had 2 baby showers because she had a girl first and then she had a little boy. And you basically need a whole nother wardrobe of little boy stuff. So with us having 2 little boys, I guess if we had, like, I thought about maybe my mom could have us like a very small little get together with just really close family and friends and maybe just ask for diapers and wipes. Because that's something we do need. We did the other day when we went to Costco. We already picked up our first box of size 1 diapers. We're already, every time we go to the grocery store, we're going to start collecting diapers and wipes and getting stocked up. And when it gets closer to due date, I'm going to stock up our deep freezer of some like easy foods we can heat up, easy breakfast food. Because right at first, with having a toddler, almost a 4-year-old and a baby, it's going to be hectic. But I'm excited and I just am ready for this new chapter. And I'm just really excited where life is taking us. So I'm going to be a mama of 2. I am mama of 2 already. So I feel him move already, which is really cool. And my husband is literally so excited. He is the biggest gift in my life. He is so helpful. He's been really pulling the team because I have been tired. He's been helping me do things. I'm working on laundry right now. During the day, I'll have a lot of energy, but as the day kind of goes in the evening, I am like done. So he's been a really big help. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us and being on my channel, even though I haven't been posting a lot. There's going to be a lot of videos coming, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching.